is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Meet the Critters podcast. It is episode 51, and we brought back a returning champ, fan favorite. We got Podunk Potter in the house. What's going on?
Hello. Oh, not much.
We also have another very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself? You got to say your name. Oh, get to try now.
Yeah, there it is.
So how was everybody's day today?
It's been busy here. Pressure wash the whole house, porch, house. Everything is rough.
Oh, you're trying to get it into selling shape, so you're trying to make it pretty.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which now looking behind me, you can see where I may have pressure washed the wall a little hard.
You didn't need that part.
Oh, well.
Joe, I'm sure you're building another 3 additions onto the shop since last Saturday.
Not quite yet. No, I had to move meat chickens out to the pasture. I finally got the chicken tractors put out and fixed up and new drinkers built, and that's what I've been working on all day, getting them out, and then just kind of cleaning up the barn, getting animals moved.
Yep, never a dull moment.
Mm-mm. The shop looks really good, though, by the way.
I wonder why it's switching around like that. What's that?
I said the shop looks great, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's coming along. I mean, I'll be happy when it's done and I can start utilizing it.
Well, that's the hardest part about the projects is it's like while you're doing it, you're just sitting there going, I need to get this done so I can use it. So it's just a burden until you can actually use it.
That's kind of how it feels around here too, for sure.
The big thing is I'm still working. I'm still processing animals. I still have the farm, plus trying to deal with the getting addition done and the contractors that are in here and the other guys that are helping me. And I'm glad that I have the help, but I'm also trying to keep everything straight. So it's been interesting.
Yeah, you've got quite a few irons in the fire going on. I don't envy you. I'll put it that way.
Not at all. That's I don't like having all those irons in the fire either. We're still doing the farm stuff and we're trying to put the house on the market and working a full-time job. It's like, dude, it's too much.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because it's like I'm trying to get everything prepped. We got pigs getting ready to farrow, and I'm also trying to pick up the farm because we've got the comics coming up beginning of next month. So I'm trying to make it presentable and do all that on top of everything else. And then, oh, by the way, also here's a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. It's like that Jim Gaffigan joke. What's it like having 5 kids? Well, imagine you're drowning and then someone hands you a baby.
Yep.
So we even put it in the description of this video. So Zach is back because 1, we love Zach, and 2, we had him on our agricultural and butchering podcast and literally talked about I think a goat and maybe a horse the entire time.
I don't know where the time went.
Yeah, we got into the bees slightly. So we're going to start this episode out with Zach. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what you're raising, and then we can start picking at it after that.
All right. So I'll do it in the order of where I can see them right now. So we raise horses. We have 4 horses. We raise chickens, cows, goats, and bees. All right. That's what we raise. So
okay. And Zach disappeared.
Something happened.
We're having fun this episode. It's going fantastic.
Yeah.
You're lagging.
What is going on?
I don't know.
What the? Oh, there we go. There we go.
I don't know. I'm back.
It's off the rails. We're 5 minutes in. We're 5 minutes in, and we're trying our best to stay on it. And all of our technology is just no.
I just started getting circles around the whole screen.
Am I still lagging?
No, you're good now. Yeah,
Okay.
Pip says wrong button. All right.
Very suck with everybody.
Let's just start out with a fan favorite. Let's just start out with beef. Like,
all right. So what we're doing with the beef. So we have 3 Jersey bovine, right? So 2 heifers, 1 cow. The goal, if everything works out right, train the heifers to be halter broke so we can sell them, upsell them, basically for a milk cow to a family, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal for those guys. Now, if someone comes and offers me enough money tomorrow, I'll send them on, right? Now, we do have the 1 Jersey cow that we're wanting to rebreed to have beef to eat. We're probably going to use Reuben for that. And then obviously when she has a calf, that gives us milk and butter. Just to have our own, because, we saw during the big C word, you couldn't get anything anywhere, right? And we don't want to be back in that situation. So we want to have butter here on hand and have milk, because with those 2 items, you can either barter or you can feed the excess to your, chickens or to the pig, right? Oh yeah, we got a pig. I forgot about Pepper Jack. He hangs out with the goats. He might as well be a goat. As far as breeding stock for cows, we did start with Longhorns to reclaim pasture. They've done that job. They're at freezer camp now with just 1 left. We're going to send her to freezer camp and then either A, go a full Brahma herd, or B, go Brangus. Really not sure which way we want to go yet. Down here, Brahma do really well because of our climate. Doesn't get cold enough where I have to worry about them, and it's hot all the time. They came from India. That works really well for them, right? But you can get a good beef off of a Brangus too. And it marbles well, and they got a good carcass size. So we're just kind of tossing that back up. Have either one of you butchered a Brangus?
No, I was just about to say, we don't get those up here. Like, I know I don't get them. Do you have Brahmas up by you or down by you, Joe?
Yeah. I just processed that Brahma Holstein heifer that I.
Oh, that's right.
I don't remember if I posted that video on TikTok, but she finished out really well. I was very surprised being half dairy. Beautiful carcass on her. So I can just imagine what Brangus finish out. I haven't personally processed a Brangus, but I've processed a couple Brahma cross cattle, and both times they were pretty good. Besides being crazy as freaking anything else, but they weren't, like, the last one wasn't too bad because she was at a dairy farm. They bred their dairy cows to the Brahma just to try it out.
Yeah.
And the first one I did.
Yeah. Country Boy RN, or we know him as Zach. Brangus, what's a it is a Brahma Angus cross. Yeah.
Right.
So that'd be an F1 cross. And I've seen carcasses and they look fantastic. They don't make it this far north. Like,
right.
No one would be smart enough or dumb enough to bring a Brahma up here and be like, this will be fine. This will grow up real nice.
Yeah, looking at his, Reuben's coat, it couldn't take it. It'd be like, I don't know, putting a Chihuahua up there and hoping it's going to make it. It's just, it ain't meant for it.
No, and it's like, again, we have.
If I had a choice between the Brahma and a Highland, I'm going Brahma.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of a devil I don't know situation, where I'm like, I already know I hate Highlands. Like, I don't know if I hate Brahmas yet. We'll find out.
So we had 3. We had Reuben.
The big thing is raising.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna yell at Zach for a minute. Yes, Highlands do fantastic in the north. That's what they're for. Like, when there are people that have Highlands down by Zach in Mississippi, I look at those people like, what are you doing? Like, you just got this because it's cute. That's all you did. You didn't think about this animal's welfare whatsoever. Yeah.
There's a lot of them down here too.
Yeah, and like it'll probably be okay, but it's like that's not what it's meant for. Is it meant for where I live? Sure is. It does not change the fact on how crazy they are. Like again, like there's one in every crowd that Ruben, like your bull, like
Yeah.
every single person who goes Brahmas are crazy and they're nuts. You can then show them a picture of a video
Yep.
of Ruben, of you sitting on him, riding him.
Yep.
And it blows it all out of the water. But it does change the fact that the overarching group is nuts.
Well, so we had 2 heifers, Brahma heifers, and I could get up close to them, and I can touch them some, but I put them in a pen to sell them, and they went ballistic, busted through the pen, like, and it's a round pen panels because we don't have the infrastructure. So when we got cows, it's kind of like when you got cows, you went from nothing to holy crap, there's cows everywhere, right? And I didn't plan this out. That's why I preach infrastructure to everyone, so they don't make the mistake that I made. And so I had these.
Bearded Lunchbox says Gabriel Radcliffe's Clouds would make it anywhere. He's magic.
We'll see. But she shot through that round pin panel like a hot knife through butter. I caught her, and she was probably 400 pounds at that time. And I'm not a very big fella, so you could see my little 5'9" butt holding back a 450-pound ballistic Brahma. It was a show. So got her stuff back in there and got her on the trailer, but it was something.
People don't think about how, like, when you see people load up animals with like just round panels and things like that, it's like the only reason that works is because you have a halfway decent animal. Even if they're nuts, they still respect the fact where mentally they look at it and go, I can't get past that. Or they just freak out and run through it. And guess what? When they run through it, they run through it like tissue paper. It's not a thing for them. They're 1,000-pound animals, some of them a little smaller, obviously, but it's like they're going to bust through that, no problem. The only reason they don't is because they're somewhat trained or they're somewhat stupid and are like, no, I can't get through that. That's impossible. Yep.
That's why I've been training Ruben to get in the trailer, because if we sell, I'm bringing his big butt with me wherever I go. And I loaded up the trailer the other day to roll out some of the horses, and I put it on a wood block because it'll just sink straight through the dirt, even the hard packed dirt on the in the barn. And it's off of the block, and the shank for the jack is 7 inches into the dirt. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, baby's in here. Sorry about that, Joe. Got to looking, his big butt had been in there. I was like, yeah, that's why. And he's just been hanging out in the trailer. I've just been leaving it open in there, and he just goes in there and hangs out for some reason. I don't know.
See, that's what I'm worried about with moving Senor or not Senor. He's dead. Moving Red from the back paddock where he is now to where the feeders are now. Whenever I get that fixed and get it empty, is I can't bring him back through all the different paddocks because I'm moving piglets back out that way. So it's like, I got to get you in a trailer. And I know you're adorable and lovable and you're really a good pig, but I remember getting him onto a trailer and it took an hour and 45 minutes and like a catch rope, a halter, and a ratchet strap to get him on the trailer. Granted, it was in the middle of winter at the house he was born at. And sorry, someone's trying to invite themselves to live on TikTok. It's not happening. We're in the middle of a podcast. We're trying to be professional here. It was like in the middle of January, and the entire paddock was sheer ice. And just Joe remembers because I think I picked him up the day before the podcast, so it was still real fresh. So I'm like, I'm so nervous to get him back on a trailer and move him. And it's literally,
if you got a trailer, just start feeding him by it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't. I have to borrow one.
Yeah,
and it's I know I could borrow 3 if I really wanted to, but it's like still having to be like, hey, can I borrow your trailer for a couple days because I don't know how this is going to go. hopefully it's a day and I can bring it right back to you, but I have to convince a 400-pound or 500-pound boar to get on it under his own accord.
Yeah.
I got super lucky with my boar. Like, he backed up with the trailer. He was never on a trailer ever. I picked him up when he was a weaned piglet in the back of my truck in a dog kennel. And guy wanted to borrow him to breed sows. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, I caught him and, I was telling you about it. He was running through the hog panels and cattle panels, just like plowing through them because the ground was so soft. He was pulling T-posts out. I'm like, he's going to be absolutely horrible to load. We opened up the little hog panel gate that I had to hold them in, open up the trailer door. And it's a small trailer. Like, you could not fit a quarter horse in one side of it. I mean, it's tiny. I opened up the door to the thing. He looked in there. I threw some corn in. He jumped up in there. Same thing when he loaded him up in it to bring him to the other farm he's at right now. He's like, he just hopped right in. Like, he knows he's going to do another job. He just climbs right in and away you go. And when we dropped him off at the other farm he's at right now, there's no fencing, and there was no way to get backed up to the barn where the pigs were. And he goes, how does he lead? I said, I don't know. We'll find out. I opened up the gate and I called him and he followed me right in the barn and he sniffed around and we put him right in the pen with the sows and he went right to work. So
if I didn't have to walk him past the road, I'd probably just try and walk him. But I literally have to walk him past like the main road that has decent traffic. Like, even for where we are, we live on like the bypass between the two towns on the main road. And so I would literally have to walk. You guys are
used to friggin' like moose and stuff in the road. Really funny.
Yeah, that's it. Just moose, maple syrup falling from everywhere.
That's right. It's just everywhere. Every tree produces maple syrup there, right?
yeah, just loose Canadians just scrambling over. Everyone's wondering why their heads are coming halfway off their body when they talk.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain to people.
Yeah, damn snow Mexicans. No, I was the one TikTok when I first got on there, I seen was you stitched up one of Zach's videos. He was talking about how humid and all the bugs, and you were complaining about it being a snowy wasteland, and all you guys have exciting up there is the moose. I wanted to stitch onto that one and be like, at least you guys got freaking moose. We have nothing in high taxes. Like, I'm in New York. Count your blessings, man.
Yeah.
I can help you make that. I can absolutely help you make that.
Just download it and send it over to him.
Yeah, I'll have it back. I'll have it back to you in minutes.
What's aggravating is you can't just keep stitching along. Like, you got to download it and all that. But with our pigs, I turned them into a wheelbarrow. I grabbed their back legs and I drug them, which they were kunes, and they were only 300 pounds. But, I don't think you can do that with Red.
That's not happening.
No. My boar is bigger than Red. He's probably pushing almost 600 pounds now. There ain't no way I'm picking up his back legs and wheelbarrowing him anywhere.
No.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Even for as far as boars go, Red's small. Like, and I've also been like this time around because of what happened with Senor with his obesity. He got the beatus and that was it. But they have large breed pigs in them. Like he has Mangalites and Ospa. So I can't feed him like I would a normal pig, and because he'll just pack on the fat. And I gotta say, I was looking at him today. I'm like, he looks damn good. Like, he's not just this morbidly obese black blob like Senor was at the end. Like, I looked at a picture of Senor like the day we got him, and then when like a couple days before, and I was like, oh yeah, that was on that. Like, that's all on me. Like, for just not understanding the situation. I'll tell you what though, he's a mopey little bit. Not gonna finish that word. But he's mopey just in that paddock all by himself. This is the first time he's ever been alone. Yeah, I caught myself. Yeah. Listen, it takes time.
Hey, you self-moderated. You're good.
I self-moderated, exactly.
My boar is going to be pretty upset when he comes home.
Oh, yeah, because half his ladies are gone. Zach McPherson, good to have you.
Well, half of them are gone, and then I don't want to breed again until fall. So he's got to go in the barn in those pens. I'm going to build new floors in there, hopefully before he comes home. Yeah. And he's getting locked inside the barn. I think that's the only place I'm going to be able to keep him contained, because he will destroy everything to get out with the girls. I've tried to keep them separate before, and
that's what I'm worried about.
He didn't care.
Yeah. Well, I just switched over how I do electric, and thank you for Aaron over here on TikTok for the electric fencing tips with the ground lines in the middle. So now I'm running 3 lines, hot ground in the center. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, what a game changer. Like, these are the moments where I'm like, I hate that I'm a first generation farmer and it took me this long to figure this out, of like, oh, got it. Like, this makes way more sense.
So when they touch it, they're getting the ground and the hot at the same time. So it's getting them a stronger pop, right?
Yeah. And again, so I put the 2 big pig paddocks on one fencer. Before I put the new paddock on, the fencer out back without the ground line in the middle, that was getting decent. That was having a decent punch. As soon as I put the new paddock on, that dropped dramatically. And it's like, our soil is just so freaking sandy that it like doesn't conduct well. I think I have 5 or 6 ground rods in there at this point going to the 2 different fencers. But yeah, they've tested it a handful of times where it's because on the breeders or the farrowing pen, I have it where the ground line's closer to the bottom. So that way, when the piglets try to push it, it'll pop up and zap them. Whereas I ran out and I did 1 line. I need to do the rest of the back paddock. I just did the border fence that connects to the farrowing paddock. So that way, Red doesn't get any ideas and bust through that. Hopefully he doesn't bust through anywhere else. But that one's up higher. So that way, if he tries to go over it, he won't be able to. It'll zap that because it's getting the full juice from the fencer. So we'll see. We'll see how it works.
Yeah.
I thought
that's what I told.
Yeah. So
yeah, it should work fine because you're always getting a continuous ground on it.
Yeah. Rachel Brown, Kyle, I thought you said Senor had a blockage. He did have a blockage. I think it was one of those scenarios where it's like, if a guy dies in a burning building and they find him with an air conditioner on his head, like, what killed him? Like one of those situations. I think a lot of it had to do with him being overweight, it being August, him being moved into a new paddock that didn't have an established wallow, and all of it. Like, I think all of that compounded together to him getting a blockage, which led to an infection, which led to him being a skull that's sitting on my kitchen island that my wife hates currently.
Probably should move that one.
Yeah. Well, the mount's going to be done this week. So the mount I'll be able to put up in the shop. I was going to put him back here, but no one ever sees it besides here on the podcast or if I do lives out here. And I do way more lives out of the shop. And he needs to be seen. Like, people need to see that thing.
It's a big old skull. It's huge.
And it's like, it's morbid, but I was looking at Red the other day. He was yawning. And I was looking at him. I'm like, when the time comes, you're going to look real pretty on a wall too. Like, I love you and I want you to live forever. But
that's how I look at that longhorn. I made a video of her the other day where I was, pulling out the Farmer Fran on her. And, that's really not my style on the app. And I was like, I'm not going to post it. But she's got a nice set of horns on her. And I'm like, when the time comes, which I got one in a fire ant bed right now that I need to boil and bust the horns off of. Whenever.
That'll be a nice one.
How do you whiten them? That's what I need to know.
So I use a pool peroxide shock. It's a 40% peroxide.
Okay.
They also sell like a hair dye peroxide and things like that as well.
That's what I use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got pool chlorine. Does that count?
Hair bleach stuff.
That'll actually, like, damage the skull.
Soften the bone, right?
Yeah, it'll soften the bone.
Yeah.
Which I can't talk right now. I still am. I'm degreasing the 2 of the Highlands, the 2 mummified ones. I still have that. I have 2 videos backlog that I have not edited yet. So everyone watching here on YouTube that enjoys my content on YouTube, I'm so sorry. I have 2 videos that need to come out that just haven't. I haven't had the spare minute to put into editing. So
I'm fixing to download all of my TikToks and just cross post them to YouTube.
you should.
I'm going to get Bree to rip the watermark off of it because she's got the app.
Yeah.
And just cross post.
Yeah.
Because
we'll
see what happens.
I never do. Unfortunately. It's probably 30 seconds. I have everything without the watermark because I made it. And it's like, I just don't. It's whatever couple minutes extra it is because I'm usually posting everything on the fly as it is. Like, open up something else and do everything again is like, I have no interest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, same here. Like, I did a video today, and then we ran and took the gray horse to the vet. And we got some cooled stuff out of a horse out of Canada to put on the gray horse.
I think you're
so we're gonna do what?
What? No.
we're gonna see. We loaded it up today, and we're gonna go check again tomorrow to see if it took. There's one more round of it left, so we'll see if we got a baby horse on the way. Which we're taking the other horse to see if she's in foal to ultrasound her tomorrow. I'm gonna have a very nice vet bill by the end of this month.
You sure
because
are.
of horses. It is. It's gonna be. I'm glad Brianna makes her own money.
Yeah. I don't want to know what it costs to have horse baby batter shipped from freaking Canada.
15. not 1,000.
Yeah, no, I got it. That's still not great.
Well, she's been saving up. I give it to her. She's been saving it.
She's been saving her allowance. What are you going to buy with your allowance? I'm not going to finish that joke because, again, I remember there's a small child here. But
and she's right behind Joe's name too, so she disappears every now and then.
And I'm like, yep, that's right. I'm not alone here.
Yep. So we'll see. So there's a contract that goes.
At it right now, she's on the other side.
She's over there just watching me, making sure I'm not messing up.
What are you saying, Joe?
Yeah. Is it lagging really bad again?
Apparently. There. That was accurate.
Perfect.
Well, speaking of babies, my girls are so sad. Their due date is Wednesday, which again, I'm so proud of myself that I actually wrote it down where I saw it and made a point to go, I'm going to go write this down. Because I know if I didn't, I would be so screwed right now. I know I would have nothing where it needs to be. And thank God I do. So now they're separated and they just look miserable. And Zach's gone again. This has been a fun one.
And my internet's good. I never have this issue. This is the first
time.
Yeah,
I know you don't usually have this issue. And he's back.
Something popped up and I hit it and it said goodbye.
hey, don't wave that magic finger around. Is that it? You're just doing invisibility cloak?
Yeah. I got my wand around here somewhere. Look, I told Brianna, I said I'm gonna lean into it. Order me a hat, a robe, and some glasses. Let's go.
My wife will be so happy. She asks me once a week, where's the Harry Potter stuff? Where she just got a half a Harry Potter sleeve. So she's like, where is it? Where is this?
I've just got to make the gumption to get out of my own way.
Yeah.
I will run down Main Street in my birthday suit and not care. But for some reason, I don't know. maybe it's a little bit of dignity that I'm holding on because I've been trying to avoid this Harry Potter Daniel Radcliffe thing for like 2 years on here, but I'm just giving up. It's constant, every live, almost every other video. Just
I do have a comment over here on TikTok. Farm Sip said he missed the vegan chat the other night. Wants the cliff notes of it. Honestly, it was a very adult, fantastic conversation. Like, we probably talked for 40 minutes. He was a very nice gentleman from Alabama, and we had a good conversation. We agreed on many points. We disagreed on some, but were very easily met in the middle on a lot of things. And then I follow him now on TikTok, and now he's posting a bunch of communist stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. That makes sense.
That tracks.
The one I got today, he was just like, why do you like capitalism so much? And I was like, oh, there it is. All right, that's fine.
Well, most of the things you notice in the vegan community, there are a handful of things. Tend to be on the left side of the spectrum, tend to be of a certain persuasion, and sickly looking. They all look sick. I mean, which I guess, obesity runs rampant, but at least I'm not uber pale and I have to take a bunch of supplements. So they always, your typical vegan, they all just all the same.
It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting wormhole that I have now apparently launched myself in. I'm no longer like, I'm going in the wormhole. I'm there. I live in the wormhole. Like, that's where it is. I saved one that I am so goddamn excited for. Oh my God, look out for tomorrow. Oh, sweet Jesus, I'm so excited for what I'm about to post.
The vegan teacher's been popping up on mine here, and
I don't give her the time of day. She's a kook.
She is nuts.
Absolute nut. Like
oh yeah,
nut. I can't put any time into it. I put way too much time into the ones I do listen to.
Yeah, I thought about jumping into it, but I made everybody else mad on a specific side of TikTok this week. I'm not even going to mess with the vegans. I think I found my target audience.
Loose women.
Right as I was drinking.
Yeah.
Well,
I timed it. Yeah.
The phone was hooked up to the truck, and the kids were in the truck, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear a video, and that one was playing. And my son got out and said, "Hey, this video keeps playing in the truck." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh dear, you completely backfired your entire TikTok about how I'm going to teach my kids something different, and they're not like, this isn't going to life they're going to lead, and your son just comes out and goes, "Wait, what? You can do that?" Like.
They're so airheaded. Well, he's so airheaded. Like, I'm probably good. Like, he is 90% of the time, he's just like in La La Land. I'm like, son, what are you thinking? I don't know. At least you don't know.
I have the polar opposite. My daughter is heightened. She has heightened hearing where she hears absolutely everything and completely understands the context. And I'm like, or if she doesn't understand the context, she makes sure to repeat it at the loudest volume possible so everyone around us can hear it.
And you're just like,
I look like this. I know what I look like. That's not a question you want to hear. Fantastic. Let's play this game. Like,
which when we were, they went to the vet with us today, and was like, "What's that? What are we doing? Why is the vet's arm there?" And you're just like, we're not here yet, guys. We just hold up, like. And they have a pretty good idea of it all because, I mean, goats and cows and everything else. But I was like,
I've got a good one. My daughter's in pre-K still, and her teacher is pregnant, and she started coughing the other day, and all the kids were worried that she was going to, like, the baby was going to come out of her mouth. So again, it's all 4 and 5-year-olds. And my daughter stands up in the middle of the class and goes, "Don't worry, guys. Babies don't come out of the mouth. They come out of the vagina." And was like, yeah. And of course, the teacher came up and told my wife at pickup, and my wife was mortified. She's like, "I'm so sorry. Like, we don't hide much. We live on a farm. I'm an ICU nurse. Like, we don't hide anything." Yeah. Anyway, she's seen multiple animals be born, alive and stillborn. So be happy that that's what you got and not something else. Like, So
It could be worse.
yeah, at 5,
Yeah,
it's like
so-
this is your vernacular.
Well, let's see. Was it 2 years ago? I guess it was either a year ago or 2 years ago. So that either puts Madeline being 7 or 8. And she's delivering baby goats. Like, I'm out there. Brianna's on a work trip again. Well, it was 2 years ago. So she's on a work trip. And it's just me out there, hair on fire because nothing's ready. Like, I was not prepared at all. So, and she's out there with some gloves on. I'm like, my hands are too big. I can't do this.
Oh
And she goes,
no!
I got it. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Perfect. So
Yep.
I do just want to state. So again, we're streaming on 2 different things right now. I'm on YouTube and I'm on TikTok. So I'm trying to recognize the people on TikTok and trying to give you a nod while everyone's talking. And I'm like, as I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, they're recognizing that I'm recognizing them, but all everyone over here sees is me just going,
Like,
So
Kyle's done hit the sauce.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, these non-alcoholic Budweisers are really hitting me hard tonight, kids.
All 47 of them.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, so you need to get you some goats for Red. He'll be fine. Pepper Jack's got a host of goats that he hangs out with, and he's okay.
Well, it's like he's fine. Like he is just kind of like he's just a chill pig anyways. I was worried about him, and now I'm like, you're gonna be all right. Like it's gonna be fine. But that was the first time I had ever been like, maybe I should like look at Facebook Marketplace and see if there's like a goat around. Like if someone's selling a goat. And then I'm like, no, I don't care. No, I'm not playing that game. Because then I'm like, at some point, he is going back in with the sows. So then I just have a goat. I no longer have an animal that I just am doing what I like feeding him. I'm not buying special feed. You're going to eat pig feed. Like it is what it is. Now I just have a goat that I have to deal with in the middle of winter because he's going to be in with the girls in the middle of winter. So no, I'm not going to add to this. I'll let him be a bachelor for a little while and just make sure my fences are as hot as they possibly can.
Yeah, I'll take care of them.
I'm not opening myself to that.
I'll save a nice one for you.
Don't sell it. Make your money.
Which I've about given up on.
When you come through
Facebook
this fall,
Marketplace.
it's all yours.
Can you imagine if I came home from SRF with a goat in the back of the RAV4? Like, because I'm taking my wife's car. My wife was like, you are not taking the truck. And I'm like, but I want to take the truck. She's like, you're not taking the truck to Tennessee. We don't need to remortgage the house for you to go and butcher a lamb. And I was like, all right, that makes sense.
That's a lot of diesel. Is it 25 or 3,500?
It's a 2,500.
Is it deleted?
Huh? No, it's not a diesel. It's just
okay.
But it's still
That's still a lot.
it's still a lot. I think it only gets like 14 to the gallon.
Oof. Oof. Yeah.
Gas is a lot worse. 2,500 gas jobs are less fuel efficient than diesels.
Yeah, I'd rather have a diesel. Like it sucks that diesel costs again, it costs more, but you got better range.
Yeah. So I've been pulling the horse trailer all over creation, and I'm getting about 19. Well, when I went down to New Orleans, which after I get out of like the 3 hills that I have here, it's all flat, and I get up to about 20.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it ain't bad.
I don't think it's 14. I think it's more than that. It's probably closer to like 17, 18. I don't know.
I had
because I'm sad about it anyways. I don't need to look at it.
my F-250 that I had was a gas, and I got 12 miles a gallon, just local driving.
Yeah. Well, I still have all the granite in the bed of my truck from plowing. So like I need to get that out because that's like probably close to a ton of granite still in the bed of the truck.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. Although I still laugh about how many people would like walk up and just like
you're gonna pull that out of the bed of your truck and your leaf springs are gonna be shot.
Probably. It just got inspected. They put that thing on a fucking lift with all of that granite in the back. I was like, good for them. Like, but no, just people would walk up and we'd be chatting and they'd turn and they just go, is that granite? You just have slabs of granite in the bed of your truck. And I've got the plow on and everything. I'm like, yeah, I need weight. And they're like, get sand. What are you doing? Like, you have somebody who actually like knew the cost, like told me a number of like what it would cost to sell that. And it's not mine, it's my neighbor's. They're like, you have like, it was in the thousands. Like I have thousands of dollars worth of granite that I was using for weight for plowing.
You can't have affluence.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a septic tank. We have a cesspool, like an old school cesspool.
Mm-hmm.
And when we bought the house, we had to have like an inspector come out, and they had to come back out because they needed to hire an excavator to come and lift the 5 granite slabs that are over the set. And the guy was like, the good news is if you ever want to put in a septic tank, you can sell all of this and have money left over. And I was like, that's good to know. But it's like even our house is all granite slab foundation.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Everyone's like, oh, do you have a sup pump going in the basement? I was like, no. Nothing fills. Right out.
I was worried. Was it? Well, when would ever I text you and said I'm going to need a new septic tank because they stuck that thing in there? It's like, oh, it's rusted. You're screwed. $10,000. Boom. I'm like, no, I'm putting the house on the market. No, but we got to digging around and come to find out that they just missed. Thankfully, hit the fill line. So all I have to replace now is the fill line.
Perfect.
That's the project for next week.
Perfect.
I was like, nope, just burn it. Where's the match? Gasoline.
Well,
let's be done.
Like my wife took the truck down to get inspected and oil change and things like that. And it's like, I'm so used to having junk trucks that it's like, listen, you barely made it through this inspection. You really think you're going to make it to next one, like, and have it pass kind of truck? So it's like, now I have a 2019. Yes, I beat the crap out of my truck because it's a farm truck that I also plow with. It works. And it's like whenever I go to get it inspected, I still have that like 21-year-old anxiety of like, I literally have $10 and that's for beer. Like that gut feeling until I get a call back from somebody saying you're good. And it completely passed inspection. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, because
I'm so glad we don't have them.
Yeah, I was like, man, we're gonna have to figure out how to come up with $1,000 to fix whatever needs to get fixed. I don't even know. I'm thinking like ball joints, whatever. Like, and they're like, nope, it was fine, $160. And I was like, oh my God.
And this is every year.
Yeah.
Whew. Y'all need to get out of liberal land.
My truck did not pass inspection.
No. Well, then I'm looking at it. I'm like, next year I'm just gonna get ag plates. Because I'm like, oh, well, what if I need to go somewhere out of state with the truck? And it's like, I'm not going anywhere out of state with the truck. And if I am going out of state with the truck, like, it's going to be for farm use, like me going to pick something up. Like, so that's covered under it. So it is what it is. Like, I'm not playing this game anymore. Because if you have ag plates, you don't have to get inspected. Yeah. So
I need to get probably ag plates for mine, which the trailer that I've been dragging around all over creation, which has gone to Louisiana, Alabama, probably Georgia and Texas, has had a tag on there that went out of date in like 2006.
Yeah.
That's like hanging sideways. And I'm just like, nah,
yeah,
let's see what happens.
That is the nice thing. As soon as you have ag plates, you don't need to put plates on trailers. Like, you don't have to.
No, we got to do that here. Everything has to have a tag.
Yeah. Well, no, it has to have a tag. It just doesn't have to be like something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably some dumb rule.
Yeah, they're all dumb rules. So.
Yep.
I don't freaking know. So, cows, horses, goats.
Yep.
What's going on with the goats? They're just.
I'm trying to sell them, but I'm not having any good luck with it. It looks like the goat market here has bottomed out. It was booming for a while. Like you couldn't have enough kid goats.
Mhm.
I sold 2 to a guy about 2 hours away, but they were does. They had blue eyes, good coats. Everybody wants a goat with blue eyes for some reason. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Those
I
do
have-
better in the yoga classes.
Do better in yoga classes. I got $2, Joe Biden and Dummy, and I can't get rid of them. I need to ventilate them probably, to be honest,
You
but
should
I would
start
feel bad
changing
about
the
it.
name. You might have
But
better
when I
luck.
post them for sale, I don't post them as Joe Biden and Dummy. I just post them, hey, $2 for sale.
Oh, I'm selling my 2 goats, Donald Trump and Freedom.
I may have some luck, man. I don't know. I'll give it a shot and see what happens. Well, I did have somebody said, are these meat goats? I'm like, no, you're not going to get much meat off of them. You'd be disappointed.
The amount of
And
people
he was
try,
from a Middle Eastern country. He had a very spaghetti looking last name. So I was like, whatever. If you want it, come get it, please. Just get them off the property. More than likely, Joe Biden and Dummy will be going to my parents because they're wanting goats.
The answer's
And
always yes.
yeah, and did just I don't know. I may just throw them out, let some of the coyotes get them. I don't know. Good luck, fend for yourself.
Yeah.
Which
if you come back, you've earned a home.
you're worthy. More than likely, I throw them out and they'd eat all my flowering plants around here, and it looked like a wasteland. So that'd be my luck. That's what happened the last time they got out. Well, the neighbor did call and say, "Hey, your goats are all in my yard. Please come get them." I'm like, sorry, my bad. They broke out. As Aaron says, throw a bucket of water at the fence. If the water goes through, a goat goes through.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why. Like it's as soon as I go like, well, this could be beneficial to what we got going over here to get a goat. I then go, no, I don't have 8 foot tall exotic animal fencing, and I don't want it like with sniper towers and all that. No,
Yep.
I don't.
Electric fence and all that. Which, I mean, my fence is pretty. I reuse everything on the farm. I don't know if you guys do, but like if I take down a fence, I'm going to roll that mess up and I'm going to reuse it somewhere. And that's what happened with this woven wire. It has been reused twice now. It's in its 3rd location. I'm not tearing it down again. I got a little bit left and I need to make some more pasture. But then, like I said, the house is fixing to be on the market maybe in a week or 2. What's the point? I really don't feel like putting that much sweat equity into it. Now, if we were staying, I would probably double or triple their pasture, but
Right.
we'll see.
I know. I'm not looking forward to the project. Like I have 2 projects that I need to do this year, fencing wise. And it's like, I just want to get them done. And of course, one of them is in the feeder pen, and I still have 7 feeders that I need to, or I have 5 that I need to sell, 2 that just haven't gone into the cooler yet. But it's like, I need to get rid of all them before I can start building that. And I have a month and a half to do it, all of it.
Yep. That's so,
maybe 2, technically.
That's a tight turn. All right, so for the October thing, what date range is that?
That is I think it's the 25th and the 26th of October.
Okay.
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, I'm going to try to come up there and see y'all. That's the plan.
Fantastic. I'll send you over all the information and stuff like that.
Because
I need to get a hold of Nicole this week and talk to her about what we're doing, because I'm pretty sure I'm doing a demo, and I think I told her I'd speak. So I need to come up with a speech.
Is it like a Renaissance fair? Like what is it?
He told me the same thing last week.
Yeah. What did I say? No,
that you were going to get hold of Nicole and figure it out and send
yeah,
me the
I know.
information.
I'm awful. There's so much going on.
We need to remind you then, send you a message like, do your adult responsibilities.
I will text her immediately after this. I promise. So, Self-Reliance Festival is in Camden, Tennessee, October. I think it's 24th, 25th, and 26th. I don't have a calendar up right now, so I apologize if it's wrong. It's around that weekend. And it's really hard to explain. It really is, because it's a lot of homesteading, but it's also held at SOE Tactical's warehouse down there. So there's also a lot of people in the pew-pews. There's just demonstrations about everything from last year. They had Joel Salatin there, so he spoke.
Okay.
And he had a bunch. He did a chicken butchering demonstration. I did a pig butchering demonstration. And then there's just speakers from across the board. Like, again, so this is a lot of them are over here in our YouTube universe, not in the TikTok universe. But it's like there's just everyone. Then I went last year for the first time, and I felt like I ran a marathon because all I did was meet people. I never stopped. All I did was meet people, shake hands, and it's super cool when you're doing content like this to then all of a sudden meet the people that are watching and consuming your content. Because the amount of people that like would all of a sudden go like this and go, "You're the Backwoods Butcher, right?" They're like, I didn't know what you looked like, but I listened to all your podcasts. Or like, I've listened to you on other people's podcasts. You're awesome. This is super cool to see you. And it's just a super cool event. So we're going back this year. Joe's going down for the first time this year. And it's going to be interesting.
It's the 5th.
It's the 5th?
October 5th and 6th. 5th and 6th,
I was
yes.
completely wrong.
I just looked it up.
Ooh, I may be chair forcing that weekend.
We all missed it by 2 weeks.
Yeah, we all would have missed it. But yeah, so October 5th, that weekend.
I'll have to look and see if I have a drill that weekend because it's usually the first weekend of the month. Right. So I may have to do a Ruta and tell them, hey, I got to go meet people. You can save the country later.
But no, it's a super fun event. There's camping on site. I'll more than likely get a hotel. What did Rachel Brown say? They do different aspects of financing, homesteading, farming, mental health, herbs, and healing. Yeah, there's things. Nicole, my wife took a vinegar making class last year. But it's just so funny to see everybody because it's like I shared a table with our buddy Brian, who was selling a bunch of stuff like rabbit's feet. I was selling bear lard for gun grease. And then we had, I don't know if you've watched any Tool Man Tim on YouTube. He does a bunch of tool reviews and he has a bunch of podcasts, things like that. So we had a table. Then directly across from us, a bunch of homemade leather goods and biochar. Then across from us is night vision goggles. And then how to make vinegar. And then you can buy your plates and your plate carriers over here. And then, hey, also there's a guy being attacked by a highly trained military Malinois, which I am signing up for this year. I've already been in contact with Canine Forge. I will be in a bite suit this year. So get ready for it.
Who's that giant in the bite suit?
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it's going to be. And I am so excited.
Yeah.
If you do come, though, bring cash because, again, it's right at SOE Tactical.
Yeah, fistful of cash.
And you get
maybe I'll have sold some goats by then.
you can get lost in there pretty quick. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, right. Money. Yeah, that's all this costs money, but it's too cool not to buy. So
yep,
definitely go and check them out. Well, that's good. Lions Festival got a good plug out of this one.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot and see. I feel like I have drill that weekend, though, because they published the letter, so I have to look and see. But we'll figure that out when time gets there.
Planes will land themselves.
You and Sean Ryan are the only two people that I watch on YouTube. So that is my YouTube knowledge. Unless I need to tear down something and I need to watch a quick video on how to break apart a F-250 or something.
Well, we'll send you some. We'll give you some if you're in a slump podcast wise or whatever. You need to listen to something. We'll toss you a couple to watch. We've got a couple good friends in here that put out really good content, really good podcasts and things like that. So that's the coolest part about it is meeting everyone. Like when I go down this time, we're going out a couple days early. We're going to hang out in New York with Joe and do some stuff over there. And then we're all driving down. And again, you never get the opportunity. Like, I'm not going to say never, but you don't get the opportunity to meet all these people that you meet online. And again, I talk to you two every single day, and I've never met you in real life.
Yep.
So it's like it's cool to meet the people that you literally talk to every day. So
I'm supposed to be going out to Dallas for a work conference. If they approve it, we'll see. But Rebel Intel that's on TikTok. He's out there in the area that I'm going to. So I sent him a DM. I'm like, hey, man, where are you at in this area? Because I'm coming, I think it's Dallas. He goes, here's my phone number. Text me when you get here.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Well, that's I was on Greg, Lazy M&M, over on TikTok. If you guys are listening, Lazy M&M LLC, go follow them. They're fantastic. And I jumped on his live and we were shooting the shit and talking, and I was like, fly me out and I'll process a couple of those cows for you. That's fine. I'll just buy me the ticket. And he's like, well, if you come out in the fall, you might be able to process some elk. We can probably get you a general tag. And I was like, this is the closest I have ever been to being able to go to Wyoming to hunt elk. And I know they're good for it. It's like,
yep.
That's crazy. Not going to happen this year, but that's still a crazy,
Mm-hmm.
It's just out there from us talking and being dummies on TikTok, all of the friends we've made and all the opportunities and stuff.
Well, if where we move back to, we may get wild hogs. So if that happens, I'll let y'all know.
Yes, we will be there.
You ever seen what Tannerite does to a wild hog?
I was going to say, your face froze for a second in the perfect spot. It froze. You were just like,
hogs, you say? Now that I've washed the porch off, I don't have my lamp over here that I normally have when I'm outside.
Well, that is all right because we are coming up on the hour here. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. We stayed on topic the entire time. I don't think we really had that many off the rails moments. Combat Cowboy, good to have you over on TikTok. We stayed pretty good. I'm a little surprised. Yes, we did it, guys. It only took 51 episodes. Well, Zach, where can everyone find you?
So you can find me here on YouTube with it's Tri Oak Ranch, and then on TikTok, Tri Oak Ranch. I think I got an Instagram under the same handle. I don't use it, and we also have started a website. Also, Tri Oak Ranch. The website is still in its infancy, so we're building things there to, buy a treat for Fox the farm dog, buy a bag of feed, finance these idiots with all their animals. So that's it. It's all the same. I need to get a link tree.
The generosity of people on these apps is pretty awesome.
Yep.
I have a dude sending me out a Wi-Fi extender. He was popping in one of my lives and we were talking about the piglets and he asked, hey, are you gonna go live when the piglets are being born? And I was like, I'd love to. I just don't have the Wi-Fi. It cuts off right before I get to the pig pen and I don't have service enough to do it. So it's probably not going to happen. And he goes, I got an extra Wi-Fi extender. I'm going to private message you, send me your address. I chatted with him for a couple minutes. He was a cool dude. He's like, yep, send it out as soon as I can. I was like, no shit. All right. It's
next thing we know, we're going to see you in a hole and it's going to be like Buffalo Bill. Kyle puts the lotion on the skin or gets the hose again.
Right. Exactly. It's fine.
I was just thinking that.
I'm confident in my size and ability that I could hopefully get out of most of those situations.
Joke's on him. Kyle's Buffalo Bill, and he's in the hole.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say. I thought that's where you were going with it at first, and he goes, "Oh no, I'm the one in the lotion." I don't think it's how. But Joseph, where can everyone find you?
Here on YouTube, Blakesley Acres, like always. Here every week with Kyle on Meet the Critters and all the podcast platforms. The Telegram group, Critter Crew, TikTok now. Don't have Instagram yet. Probably won't get that unless somebody talks me into it in 6 months. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, Blakesley Acres on Facebook also.
Yes. And absolutely, what is the name of the podcast you were just on as well?
Farming on Purpose.
Yes. So everyone go check out that podcast. It's the newest one over there. Was a fantastic podcast. I listened to it the other day. So go support our boy over there. He remembered the plugs. He said all the plugs. That's why we love him. And McKinley, I have to say, you're probably the most talkative guest we have ever had on the podcast. So it has been fantastic having you on tonight. And as always, you can find me everywhere. You can find me everywhere at Backwoods Butcher 603. That is TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, even though it's a waste of time that I don't post anything on. So there's that. And sorry, TikTok, we are still real people. Yeah, pretty much all of our links are going to be in the description of this video. And if you're listening in the audio, it will also be in the description over there. So please go follow all of us. We're all just starting out. We're all trying to figure all this out and make it work. So all of your support is much appreciated. And that also goes for everyone over here on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. TikTok has been taking off pretty hardy for me lately. So that unfortunately is also part of the reason why I haven't been posting much on YouTube, because TikTok has been taking up all my time. So everyone out there, we love you. Thank you so much for watching, listening after the fact. We appreciate you guys so much, and we will see you all next time.